Welcome back, and now I have another guest for you. I hope you got all of that information from Kat Miller because, again, she is just so dynamic, and there was a lot of information that she just wasn't able to provide. So you need to go to her website, and you'll get a lot more information. Now, my guest right now is Ed White. Ed was my guest some time back, but he's got a lot of information that we want to update. And for those that don't know anything about it, this will be a vast information for them. Now, Ed White is the Business Development Manager and the Territory Manager for Clearcaptions. So you got to ask the question, what is Clearcaptions? Well, stand by, be ready to write down all this information because there's so much that's going to be coming your way. So Ed, again, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure.
It's been too long that you've been away,
yeah,
but I
year
know
goes
you
by
were doing
fast.
a lot of things that's been going on with you. But tell our audience, what is Clearcaptions?
So Clearcaptions is a company that provide telecommunication devices for people with hearing loss. And
That's most of us.
there's a lot of people. Based on AARP
Okay.
standards, yeah, about 50 million people in the United States
Okay.
have some form of hearing loss. And what we do is we provide these services to help them communicate with their friends and families and loved ones better than ever before with elevated sound on the phone and the devices, and then also captions that read on the phone. So if someone has an issue where they can't hear, they can read it simultaneously as they're listening on the phone.
So when somebody calls, not only will you be able to hear if you can hear them, but you can read what they're saying.
Correct, sir. Yes.
And that's why it's called
Clearcaptions.
And
Yeah.
it's clear. Captions are clear, so it's Clearcaptions.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay. Now, this service, obviously nothing is free in our world today. So
Correct.
tell me about how much this is going to cost our residents to have this high-tech phone.
Right. Well, there is no cost to the phone. So there's no monetary exchange of money or insurance or anything like that to get the device. How an individual get it, it's all through the Americans with Disabilities Act. And that has a tax on everybody's phone bills that allows to provide that service. And that tax is called the Universal Federal Connectivity Charge.
So on my regular phone bill, I did see a charge on there for the federal government.
Yes.
And so I'm paying for everybody. Everybody has a phone is paying for this.
Correct. Correct. Yes.
Okay. So if anybody out there has hearing loss and they want a phone, therefore they don't have to pay an additional charge because it's already paid for.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
And that charge has been on our phone bills since 1990.
And we didn't even think about it because it is a small amount.
Sure.
It's a very small amount.
Right.
But we're doing so much for our fellow men and women who can't or are having difficulty hearing.
Correct. Correct. And less than 1% actually know about the availability of this service. And so things like you with your program and other ways to get the word out is helping a lot of not just veterans, but our civilian population as well, especially our senior civilian population. Now,
I heard that you've also scheduled later on to talk to our Rotarians in the town of Pahrump.
Yes, thanks to you. Yeah, you're a great advocate. A year goes by really fast, but yeah, we are going to be attending the next Rotary meeting, and we're going to be talking about the devices, and I'm going to have some demonstrations of the product and some of the new technologies that are out as well. Okay. And we'll get a chance to show the people today some of that as well, correct? Correct. Yes. Okay, that'll come later. Well, you talked about nationwide, so this wouldn't be just for Nevada residents, it'd just be for anybody. Correct. The services is throughout the United States, and because everyone in the United States pays that tax on your cell phone, home phone, or internet, so everyone across the United States is eligible, and we want to educate as many people as we can about this service. I'd like to tell a quick story. I don't think I've told this story before. I was visiting an elderly cousin in Minnesota, and I was talking to her, but I was having to raise my voice because she's hard of hearing.
and then she needed a new phone, and I said, wait a minute, I talked to Ed White back in Pahrump on my show, so let me call Ed and see if I can get a phone for my cousin. Now, I was only there 1 week. I called Ed. Clearcaptions, a person there in Minnesota contacted my cousin, and less than a week later, she had her phone.
Yeah, yeah.
So fantastic. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and really, probably about 50% of my referrals come from veterans and other people that I've put the phones in because they want to educate their family and friends about this great service. And you know, I've had some great stories since we've met, some very heartwarming stories. But that is a typical situation that happens a lot, where someone will go out of town or be local and have a friend or family that needs the service, and they'll call me, and we'll get the person that's local to their market the device and the application that they need. Last year I was on the show last summer, and we got several people calling and it was amazing because I was like, how did you hear about me? And they said, oh, I saw you on the show. And I was, oh, awesome, let's go get your phone. And whether it was Pahrump or here, Las Vegas, it just spread really fast. And I was very appreciative of that. So.
And one good thing is, even though we're on YouTube later on, the channel 25, which we are now, will be, starting in September, will be expanded all over Las Vegas.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be picking up 2 million more viewers. So for those in Nye County, and this is a Nye County show, we want you to make sure that you get a head start on this and jump ahead of all those people in Las Vegas.
Right. Right. Well, the one thing that happened since your show last year, when I first came to be an employee of the company, our installs were averaging about 20 a month, and now we're up to over 40 to 60 a month.
Wow.
So I've had to hire someone else to help me, and I'm looking to really expand this market and help a lot of, like I said, not just veterans, but our senior community and just anyone with hearing loss, because they deserve these devices.
Well, let me ask this question. If somebody requests a phone, how long does it take? I'm going to say some TV service or some other services, it could take all day long to install something. So for this telephone, how long does installation take?
So typically, I try to not be in the person's home more than an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, we try to get in, get out, because we don't want to be intrusive and too long there. But there's some connectivity things that have to happen. Beyond that, then it becomes the programming of the phone. It becomes, we want them to be able to hear on the handset, the speakerphone, the answer machine. So there are some technical things that we do to enable them to customize the device for their personal hearing needs. So, but usually, typically, 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay, which is not bad at all.
No, and sometimes it can take a little longer, but those are people that are might be. I'm not trying to say anyone's age or anything like that, but in their 90s or something. I had a couple. Very fortunate to put a couple of phones into some World War II veterans.
Oh,
and
great.
Matter of fact, one of the gentlemen went to was it Norway?
Normandy?
Normandy, yes, for the 75th anniversary this week. And I saw him on TV, and I was like, "That's my phone guy." I put the phone in his house, and we spent a little time putting it in, because obviously my job is to make sure that he can hear on that phone. And he said to me, "Ed, I want to thank you for taking me out of my prison because I couldn't hear." Wow. And this is amazing. And you guys just do such a great job. And, that just warmed my heart and make me get up every morning at 4 a.m. to go to work. So, yeah, very, very, very fortunate.
Oh. If you have any family or friends, not only in Nye County, but anywhere that could use this service, we want you to be sure to call Ed and let him know. There may be some other qualifications for somebody to have a phone. What would be some of those things? Well,
the FCC requires us a couple things. Number one, you have to have a form of hearing loss that necessitates you having the device to help you. Right now,
how do they prove their hearing loss?
Well, Typically, an individual would go to an audiologist or some type of medical professional to get that diagnosis.
Okay.
We do have a system in place that we help them, assist them with getting that test or getting some type of certification that they have it. And it just doesn't have to be an audiologist. It could be your general practitioner.
Okay.
It could be a social worker. It could be a registered nurse. So the test sometimes is not required. It's just that someone knows that you have hearing loss, and that can certify on the form that they are aware that you have it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's an FCC requirement, and we make sure we follow those to the T.
And I say that because my cousin who received the phone, we did not go to a doctor to certify her hearing loss. Anybody who talks to her knew that she could not hear.
Right.
But her doctor had been there and said, yeah, she needs something.
Yeah.
So it didn't write it down, but it was very, very obvious that she had a hearing loss.
Sure, yeah. And so we really, we take care of the paperwork for them too. They don't have to go and track any doctors down. Our job is to give them what our company calls a white glove service, where we're not just putting the phone in, but we're taking care of them, we're servicing the account, and we're doing the paperwork to help them get qualified for the device.
Now, you say the phone is free. When I say free, no cost to the receiver.
Correct, sir.
So but what happens if I want my phone over here and it takes additional wiring or something else?
Any equipment that we bring into the home is no cost. And so any of the things that I need to do, including adding a router to the home, adding Wi-Fi extenders, 100, 200 feet of phone wire, extension cords, everything that we provide is at no cost.
No cost to the person receiving the phone?
Correct.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Making me laugh.
And we're not just talking about veterans, we're talking about anybody, any person that's here that has hearing loss and has some problems. And Ed is here for that very reason.
Yes.
So go ahead, Ed.
No, I just want to, we, obviously education is the main thing that we provide, but the support to help individuals is also important. And we definitely want to make sure we continue to do that. And with your efforts and other veterans' efforts, we're definitely getting the word out. And I know, and we've got some new things that I know you're going to be talking about in the next segment that I'm very, very excited about.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward already to the next segment. I want you to stand by as we get into that and come back and join us. There's a lot more to hear. Welcome back for our final session. Every month I say that, as I hate to get to the last session because there's so many other things I want to talk about. Now we're going to be talking about new products and new services because there's so much to Clearcaptions that we just hadn't heard about yet, and there's a lot here. So Ed, I'm just going to go ahead and say, what's the new products and what's the new service that our people that are watching want to hear about, and especially for their family and friends that may also need a Clearcaptions phone.
Yeah. Well, as a company, we face a very difficult situation with trying to fulfill a need in our community. And having that phone that required a landline and internet service is, some people don't have landlines anymore. And
I know when I got my phone, that's one of the things that was required was the landline and the internet service. And you're saying that may not be necessary now?
Correct.
Oh,
so,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we lose the opportunity to service about any given day about 30% of the population when we're trying to qualify them to be able to get the device.
Okay.
And so as a company, we had to do a better job and figure out a way to service those individuals.
Okay.
So we're going to be coming up with what's called VoIP, or Voice over Internet Protocol.
Yes.
So there are some companies out there that do that now, which you can buy. But our phone is going to be able to not only activate through the power source and the internet source, but we'll be able to issue a telephone number, and that person can call anywhere that they want for free.
So they'll get a phone number. Yeah, I know
Wow.
we laugh a lot, but
Okay.
it's pretty good stuff. But yeah, we're going to be able to take people that don't have landlines for whatever reason, but they qualify for the hearing loss and they have internet. We're going to be able to assist them that they'll be able to have a home phone at no cost.
This gets better and better.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, and so that is very close to being the technology. We're working on that right now. We're very close. The device, the phone itself that is going to be able to do that service is already out in the marketplace. I had the opportunity to put in about 15 to 18 phones last week that work. They're not VoIP activated yet.
Okay.
But they will be very soon, and then we'll be able to go to those customers and that are waiting for that device to be able to do that feature.
So you're installing the phones, but it doesn't have all the features right now.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So there's some updates that need to be done, and the being able to do the voice over internet protocol and all that stuff. But as soon as that hits, and I'm hoping within 30 to 45 days, the company might not be wanting me to say that, but I'm hoping and keeping my fingers crossed. They don't pay me to do that, but I'm hoping it's going to be within that time frame because we have a lot of people between Pahrump and Nye and Clark County that are waiting for that. And yeah, we want to be able to help them. One of the other big thing that's coming.
Is there any way you can show us what that phone looks like?
Yeah, I think you guys have it now. And so you can show on the screen what it looks like.
Okay. And which phone is this?
This is going to be called the Blue Phone.
Okay.
So it's our special device that allows, I don't know why we called it blue, but it just has a blue button on it.
Okay.
But it does allow, it has some additional features. It's going to be able eventually to be able to be Bluetooth into the hearing aid.
Oh.
The screen is a little different than the phone we had before, but it has a USB port. It's going to be able to be hung on a wall.
Okay.
The messaging machine equipment is going to be a little bit different, the way the features work. It also has a tutorial on it. So when people have a question, instead of having to call me and say, I don't remember how to access the call log,
Okay.
they can push the help button, and there's a video on the phone that tells them about the thing. So these are all through things that we've listened to our clients and got feedback from over the last couple years. And these are things that we want to be able to do for our customers.
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. I just can't get over this. First of all, a phone where you can call anywhere for free.
Yes.
You have that, and then the tutorial. I like that.
Yeah.
Because I know I tend to forget something, and I'm wondering, okay, now how do I do this? And I've got to go somewhere and find it. But it's right on the phone.
It's right on the phone. Yeah. Yeah.
Gee, okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And then the next thing is going to be, which is already out, is a lot of people have cell phones.
Yes.
They have iPhones, they have Androids, they have flip phones. There's a lot of people that have those types of devices.
Right.
So we, as a company, is realizing that that's another market for us to be able to assist people with. So we've gone to the different phone carriers or manufacturers and allowed us to put a special app on their cell phones that have captions on it now. And that allows them to put the phone on speakerphone, and as they're listening, they can read it like they were at home, and to be able to assist them again.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, yeah, and that's ready today with the iPhone. We actually can put that on a person's device, and it's a very simple process. Last week I did a few of those.
Okay.
And it worked out perfect. The captions are readable. I can adjust the font size so they can read it. And it follows along with the conversation and assists, so well.
I'm going to use a word that most people are going to look and say and just laugh, but this is like magic, guys. This is magic stuff that we never anticipated having. And now it's here.
Sure.
It's here, and it's something that's going to benefit all of us.
Yeah, yeah. And just to tell you a story, last week I was at the VA hospital, and I had a gentleman who didn't have a landline, but he had a cell phone. Okay. And he went and got his cell phone, and literally at the VA, I programmed it within 15 to 20 minutes, and he had captions on the phone. And he was just amazed. And he would not leave because Ed, I can't communicate with my grandkids on my cell phone. I need this. I'm going to stay right here until you get this on my phone. And I said, yes, sir, we're going to do that for you, sir.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, you know, there's a learning curve with any new device and any new technology,
Yes.
whether it's the company doing it and myself learning, you know, what the features of it and being able to assist the client as much as I can, and knowledge is the key. And then also on the client side to be able to access the device and what the features are and what it does. But we have a great customer support organization that allows us to be able to assist anybody at any time to help them with those devices.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else is there when we talk about the new products and new services? What else is out there with Clearcaptions that's going to excite our audience and have everybody give you a call?
Well, the main thing is accessibility.
Okay.
And being able to get the device quickly. And our goal right now is to deliver a great service within 72 hours. And so that is a very challenging situation that we try to do, but obviously the need is there, and people have been waiting for years. You know, you have you may have a Navy veteran that, you know, hadn't been able to hear for 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
You know, an Air Force mechanic, you know, was on the runway or something, and here he is, you know, his hearing is getting worse. And so,
like me.
So we definitely want to be able to get these devices get in their hand as quick as possible.
Okay.
There are some new things that are going to be coming out. You know, I've been very fortunate to be able to talk to the CEO of my company, and some of the things that I can't share today, but they are always looking at opportunities to assist people with hearing loss and other disabilities to be able to communicate.
Well, let me ask this big question, and this is something Ed may say, look, I'm not interested in that or whatever, but Ed is only one person, and I know your enthusiasm for helping people. Are you looking for somebody else that you could hire?
Well, yes. So the goal is, as a for-profit company, and even though we have the contract with the FCC, you know, our goal is to be able to, again, assist as many people as possible, and we want to have other people be my assistants in different areas.
Okay.
I cover a 100-mile radius of Clark County.
Okay.
And if I could have a person down in the Kingman, Laughlin area, a person in St. George, a person in Pahrump, to be able to assist the individuals quicker, then that would make all of our jobs a lot easier. And so, yes, we are always looking for talent, retired talent.
So if somebody was interested in having a job where they would be as enthusiastic about it as you are, then they should contact you.
Absolutely. You can go to our website, or my number, call me. And I love working with veterans.
Okay.
They're very focused and very dedicated. And matter of fact, a lot of my opportunities to service people come from veterans.
Okay.
Yeah, we were at the VA 3 days a week, and you know, we have a lot of veterans walk up to me, Ed, you need to come here. Can you come to this event? Can you go there? You know, the wives will start calling me.
Okay.
And we get into the churches, and we get into other opportunities to the Rotary here to be able to service people. So yeah, my goal is to expand this because I'm only one person, and I can only be, you know, at one place at one time.
And we want everybody in Nye County to be serviced.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm saying, if we can have somebody out there that has that same dedication that you have to taking care of our people, call Ed, and maybe you can have a job.
Sure, absolutely, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. As long as my company can see that the need is there, and we know there's a need.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just need to ramp up the installs and the service calls, and so we can get someone here for that. Yeah, absolutely.
Now, have we had your number on the screen yet?
I don't know. I think so, but
Okay. Well, we want to put the number on the screen again, just so people can know to call you if anything comes up. How about the blue phone? Has that been on yet?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
And you know, hopefully we'll get it. I'm sure they'll get it up on the screen and show people.
We only have a little more than a minute left.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'd like to go ahead and get that on the screen if we have it.
If you haven't, you mind if I just go ahead and give my number
Go ahead
and
and give the
email
number.
address? Sure. So my number is 702-305-1743.
Okay.
And my email address is ed.white@clearcaptions.com.
Okay. Say the phone number one more time.
702-305-1743.
Okay. So if you need to contact Ed for anything, information, you want to follow up on something, you've heard something that they may have, and you want to find out if it's one of the new products or new services that they have, contact Ed. I'm going to ask him to repeat that number one more time very quickly.
Sure. It is 702-305-1743.
Okay. You've got it. This is what it's all about. Clear Captions, a phone that doesn't cost you anything, but does so much for us. This is very important. And thank you for being with us. Thank you, Ed, for being on the show.
Thank you again.
And we'll see you next time.